it's Wendy Jean here. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome. Today I'm going to talk to you about my trip to Ireland and show you what I got. So I have a little haul from Ireland. It's going to be a longer video, but I hope you enjoy it. If you don't know, my husband and I went to Ireland last month in June to celebrate our 30th wedding anniversary, which was this past November. But we decided to wait till June because we heard the weather's better, and it sure was. It was like high 60s, low 70s. It sprinkled twice for like maybe 15-30 minutes, and it did not rain until the last full day on our last excursion, and it was only in the morning. So we lucked out, and it was funny because our tour director, Bailey, we were with a tour group. He didn't think we were gonna get the full Ireland experience without the rain, but it did rain on, like I said, the last full day. And our tour bus driver, his name was Bobby, and Bailey and Bobby, and they were saying how it was really warm and how they were hot. And I'm thinking, high 60s, low 70s, this is perfect, but it must be warm for Ireland. And now we did go with this tour company before when we went on our 25th anniversary. We went to Canada. We went to Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, and Quebec. And because we used them before, we could get a free night stay either before or after a tour if you booked before July 31st of last year. So we did that. And we decided to have the free hotel stay before the tour, because that way, if there's any flight delays, you had that day buffer. So we left on a Friday, and we went from Nashville to Newark, and then Newark to Shannon. And you fly overnight when you go overseas. And so we arrived at the Shannon airport at like 10:30, 11 in the morning. And you get your suitcases, and then you find your driver. There's a driver that picks you up. And there was another couple that we didn't know they were on our same plane, but there was another couple that was on our plane from Newark to Shannon that was on our tour with us. So the driver took both couples to both of us to the hotel. And what was really cool, back up, once you get your bags and you find your driver, you never have to lift your bags again until you get back to the airport at the end of the trip. The driver puts it on the van, the driver takes it off the van, the bellmen take it to your room, the bellmen take it from your room to the bus when you go to a different hotel, because we stayed at 3 different hotels. And then when you go to the airport, that driver will put the bags in the car, take them out of the car, and then you get your suitcase. But you don't have to touch your suitcases, like lift them, until after you the trip is done. So it's really cool. And so the driver took us to our hotel, and the driver, he's actually drove Julia Roberts before. So I thought that was really cool. And when she must have visited Ireland. And so he took us to the hotel, and our hotel was a castle. It was Drummoland Castle, and it's in Newmarket on Fergus, I think that's how you say it, and like the town or city. And then we checked in, and then we went to our room, and then we toured like on our own. We kind of like walked the castle, around the castle, not the whole thing, it's too big, but we did that. And then we had like a late lunch, early dinner. That was really the only time we ate that day. But we had lamb burgers. They were so good. And we had some cocktails. Now, almost all your meals are included on the tour. There's like a couple, we had a couple lunches I think we had to pay for, and that was it. Now, your alcohol is not included except for the welcome reception and the dinner, and then the farewell one. And but like your soda, your coffee, tea, milk, water, whatever, all that's free. And then after we had dinner, we you know, walked around the castle some more, and then we went back to our room and went to bed because we were tired from traveling. And then the next day we had breakfast, and you can pick anything you want off the menu. You could have the buffet, you could have anything on the menu, you could have both. And it was delicious. The scones are so good. And my husband discovered Kerrygold butter. He loved the butter, and so when we got home from our vacation, he had to go to the store and get Kerrygold butter, and that's all he'll have now, even though it's expensive. It is really good. But after the breakfast, there's a bunch of different things you can do around on the grounds of the castle. You can play golf. They have an 18-hole golf course. Actually, the Women's Irish Open will be played there this year. They have archery you can do. You can fish. They have like these falcons you can interact with. I wanted to do that, but it was booked till Tuesday. But I was kind of glad about that because we went on a carriage ride and around the grounds. And the driver of the carriage told us about like the history behind the castle, and he told us, you know, different things about the grounds. He showed us different plants and different trees. There's like 300-400-year-old trees. It was beautiful, and it was an hour, so I thought it was well worth the money. And then we walked around they had a garden. It's a walled garden, and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then we had some wine and cocktails at this little restaurant by the garden. And then we went back to our room and we got ready for our welcome dinner. And the welcome dinner, you get, well, it's like a welcome reception, and then it's followed by a dinner. And that's when you meet all the other people in the tour group with you. And now when you book the tour, you can book a small group tour, which is 24 or less, or just a regular one, and that could have up to 42. Now ours had 37. And of course we didn't do the small one because that'd be even more money. But he had 37. And it just so happened that everyone on the tour was from America. They get a lot of Americans, Canadians, and people from Australia. I'm sure other places, but they get a lot of them from those three. But we were all Americans, and so you meet people. We were all from all around the country. You introduce yourself and everything, and you have your cocktails. And then we had a surprise. We had a bagpiper come in and play some music for us, and his bagpipes. And then he led us, we followed him like a little parade. We followed him to the room where we were having our dinner. And in there, they had Irish dancers that danced for us. And they had people playing instruments, and then we had our dinner, and then we went back to our room and went to bed. And then the next day was our first full day of our tour. And we had breakfast, and then we went to the Cliffs of Moher. And it wasn't too far from the hotel, maybe like 30 minutes, maybe 45, but isn't it beautiful? And we had about an hour or so there, and it was windy at the top. It was windy. It was beautiful. And I also, besides a postcard I bought a magnet It looks like a postage stamp. And I got my daughter one too because she likes getting magnets when she travels. She got a different one though. And, but yeah, it was so beautiful there. And it's even prettier in person than the pictures. But we did that. And then we, I have my itinerary that they gave us so I don't forget anything. Then we went on our way to Ennis, Enos, I don't know how to say it, E-N-N-I-S. We drove, on the way there, we drove through Burn National Park, and it has a lot of rocks and rock formations, and I think it was limestone. I want to say it was limestone. It's just really beautiful there. And I guess they have 6 national parks in Ireland, and they're all free to get in. So we, the tour bus stopped and we got pictures and stuff. And so yeah, that was really neat. And it's just beautiful scenery along the way. And then we went to lunch at the Old Ground Hotel in Ennis. And then after that, we could go shopping. Now, I didn't really get much in Ennis. I just got and this isn't kind of like, doesn't have really anything to do with Ireland. I just thought it was pretty. I got this necklace. I didn't do a lot of shopping there because I wanted to wait till we went to Dublin to do our shopping, a lot of our shopping, but I got that. And then we drove back to the hotel, and then we had dinner. You could pick if you wanted the casual restaurant or the fancy restaurant. We just went to the casual restaurant that night. So we did that. That was our first like full day of the tour. And then we went to the next day, we had our breakfast, and then we departed for Cork. And then we went to, departed for Cork, and we stayed at the Hayfield Manor. And then we, the Hayfield Manor, and what was cool, we found out, our tour director told us this. He told us this the next day. But that day that we stayed there, that first night we stayed there, he was sworn to secrecy. He couldn't tell us till the next day. That the music group, called the 1975, they stayed at that hotel the same night we stayed there. They had a concert in Cork that day. And so that was kind of cool. Even though I don't know who they were, my daughter knows who they were. I'm sure younger people might know. And I guess Taylor Swift used to date one of the people in the band, I think the lead singer. But anyways, so yeah, they were there. But we departed for Cork, and on the way to the Hayfield Manor, we had another surprise. And we went to a dairy farm, and we went to a dairy farm, and the owners of the dairy farm, their names was Patty and Margaret, and Patty short for Patrick, and they were a cute little older couple. And we got to actually go in their house, and they had Irish coffee for us, and they had some little desserts. And you could actually walk around their house or wherever, use their bathroom and everything. So it was like a little pit stop too. But yeah, so it was nice. It was really nice. And they were the sweetest people. And then Patty took us for a tour of the dairy farm. And oh my gosh, they had an amazing view. The scenery was gorgeous. And the farm has been in Patty's family for years. And so yeah, he toured us around the farm. So we didn't know we were going to go to a dairy farm. We just thought we were going to go to Blarney Castle. So then after the dairy farm, we went to Blarney Castle. And then now my husband, You could do shopping there. You could there's a little town right there. You could shop in the town, or you could go up the castle and kiss the Blarney Stone, or they have like a poison garden, it's called. And so it's like poisonous plants. I'm like, I don't want to do that, because I could go to a garden anytime and I don't care about poisonous plants. And I didn't really want to do the shopping because, like I said, I wanted to kind of save it for Dublin. And I'm in Ireland. I want to go see the Blarney Stone. I want to, you know, go to the castle. And my husband's like, you're not going to make it. You're not going to do it, because I do have a bad foot, and I've had knee replacements, and it's hard for me to stand for long times. And the wait was an hour and a half from the time we got in line till the time you kissed the stone. It was about an hour and a half. And I'm like, well, I'm in Ireland. I'm going to do it. I was bound and determined to do it. I forced myself to do it. And I'm so proud to say I did it. I stood in line, like I said, for an hour and a half. I had to lean on my husband, lean on walls, lean on whatever. But I did it. And once you get in there, there's like, it's like open kind of in the middle, like really tall, like ceiling, walls and ceilings. And then they have kind of like regular stairs at first. And I guess I heard there's like 100 some stairs. And I think they, meaning from the time you get in to the time you get to the top. I'm not sure, but there's like 100 some stairs. But once you get to the, where it's like stone, like steps, oh my gosh. They didn't have codes, of course, back then. It was like at least 10 inches to a foot tall, these steps. At least that's what it seemed like. It was really, they're real tall. And then there's like no railing on this side. And on the right side, there was a rope. It was probably like that thick. I would not have been able to make it up if my husband didn't hold my purse. So I had to hold on to the wall with one hand and literally hoist myself up these stairs with the rope and like hanging onto the wall and hoist myself up each step. I was huffing, I was puffing, I was sweating, but I did it. And then you get to the top, and then you have to wait to kiss the Blarney Stone. Well, that was a feat in itself too, because I had to, it's hard for me to get on the ground with my knee replacements. And it's even harder to get up from the ground. But you have to literally lay on the ground. And there's a guy that like holds your waist. And then there's these metal, like, I don't know, rods, like, or whatever, bars. And then you lay down, and then you have to lay backwards, and you have to keep going, and you have to keep going, and until you kiss the stone. And I thought it was gonna be a stone. It's more like a big boulder. But you like lay down, and I'm short. And so he kept saying, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I was like, oh my God. And I was afraid I was gonna fall, because if you let go and he lets go, you're gonna fall. I was like so scared. But I did it. And my husband, because he was holding my purse, he didn't take pictures. And he didn't take pictures also because like at an amusement park, they'll take pictures for you. Well, I wish my husband would have taken a picture. My pictures were awful. I had to go sit down after I was done with that. So my husband waited in line to get the pictures. His picture was perfect. The two that they took of me, one was definitely not good, and the other one was better, but I wasn't even kissing the stone. I was so mad. It was like when I was like kind of going backwards. So I was so mad, but I know I did it. I got a picture, like in their little envelope with the castle and everything. So I know I did it, but, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so glad I did. And I always like getting a book. And so I got a book from Blarney Castle, and that's what it looks like. And the walls, I guess, are like 18 feet thick. They're really thick. That's what one of the signs said. And then, there it is. Let's see. Let's see if I can get a good one. Oh, here. It's just beautiful. And then you could look at the top when you're at the top, when you're waiting in line to kiss the stone. It's really pretty too. See there, you have to go all the way to the top, to the Blarney Stone. So, yeah, so we did that. And then I got also a little stone. And it says, on here, it says, bringing you the luck, it just says luck Irish. There it is. And it's on like a little stone. And it just says how it brings you good fortune and everything. So, and we had like an hour, and then we went to a private concert at St. Finbarr's Cathedral. And it was a woman with her two sons, and they sang for us, and they played the harp for us. They played another instrument. I think it was called the elbow. It was just beautiful in the cathedral, and the acoustics were really good. And that, like I said, that was a private concert just for us and our tour group. And then we went back to the hotel. And then the next day we went to, we had breakfast, and then we went to Charles Fort, and it's a star-shaped military fortress that has stood for centuries. We toured that, and then we went to Kinsale, and I got a postcard in Kinsale. It's really pretty. A lot of cruise ships, I guess, go into Kinsale, and we did some shopping there. We had lunch. That was a lunch we had to do on our own, because you just had to meet back at the bus. So, and there was a sign that said craft fair. And so of course I had to go in there, and I got this. I got it for my daughter too. And it is a hand crocheted potpourri sachet. And it's 100% Irish linen, and it's made in Kinsale, Ireland. And it says here in Kinsale, in the south of Ireland, Kinsale Heirlooms is carrying on a family tradition of lace making and fine crochet work, which began in this very building. That's where the fair was, in the 1850s. The delicate and intricate patterns have been revived and today are used in creating exclusive designs for that special occasion. All the Kinsale Heirlooms materials are the purest silks, cottons, lawns, and linens, lovingly created to last for generations. And it is lavender in there. So, yeah, so I got that. Again, I didn't want to buy too much. Oh, I did buy something else. Sorry. I got some soap. I love getting soap. And I got goat milk soap. And it has the shamrock on it. I don't even know if I want to use it. This is lavender too. And so I got that. And then I got another soap. I love homemade soaps. And this is lemon, and it says it's palm-free handmade Irish soap. It says limited. And it's a luxurious artisan Irish soap, it says. So, and it has this on the top. It's really pretty. It smells amazing too. I can't wait to use it. And then, so that's what I bought in Kinsale. And then we, let's see. Then we, like after the lunch, then we went back to Cork, and you could go shopping in Cork if you wanted to, or just go back to the hotel. We just went back to the hotel. And then we had dinner, and then we went to bed. Then we woke up, had breakfast, and then we departed for Dublin. And because we had to go from west to east, and it was the longest drive, they wanted to break it up. And so we stopped, we drove for a little while, and then we stopped at the a local hotel, and we had tea and coffee there and had a bathroom break. And then we, my husband and I took pictures outside because they had really pretty flowers outside the hotel. And so we did that, and then we got back on the bus, and then we went, this was one of my favorite things we did, we went to the Ballyknockin Cookery School, and we had a cooking lesson and lunch with a celebrity chef, and her name is Catherine, and I'll spell her last name, Fulvio. It's an Italian last name. She's married to an Italian man, but she's Irish. And she has been nominated for a Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Culinary Host. She's been on the Today Show, especially around St. Patrick's Day. I told my husband, I go, she must be the Rachel Ray of Ireland. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And we she showed us how to make her grandma's brown soda bread. And it was her grandma's recipe, I guess. And then she showed us how to make it, and then we got to make it. Like, you know, we did it by like 2 or 3 people, so like couples or whatever. There was a family of 5, so I think they broke them up 2 and 3 or whatever. But everything was measured out for you. You had your measuring cups, your bowls, your spoons, your, you know, everything was there. All the ingredients. And then, so we got to make it, and she'd come around and help you if you needed help. And then while that was baking, and by the way, ours turned out really good, and it tasted really good. I was really excited about that it turned out. But while that was baking, she showed us how to make scones. And so after she did that, then we had lunch. We had soup, we had our bread, and we had scones, and we had rhubarb ginger jam, and it was really, really good. And then after, you could, if you wanted to, buy some things. And I bought a cookbook. This is A Taste of Home, the Ballyknockin Cookbook. And there she is there, and there. And she autographed it. It says Warm Wishes with her autograph. And then I also bought the Catherine's Little Book of Baking, and she autographed that one. And then I bought an apron, and she autographed that too. And it just says the Ballyknockin House and Cookery School. She has a bed and breakfast on her property too. So yeah, it was really fun there. I really enjoyed that. And oh, and when we got back on the bus, there was a cookbook. Now this one wasn't autographed, but there was a cookbook too, a little one. And then we arrived at drove from Moore, and then we arrived at our hotel. And the hotel is the Shelbourne Hotel. It's right in the city center of Dublin, and perfect location. When we got there, we got our card key for our room, and it's in like a little envelope, and it had JFK's face, and it talked about JFK because he stayed there and stuff when he was alive. He's gone there, and so that was really cool. And then we only had a little bit, and then we had to go to dinner, and we walked on foot to dinner to a local pub, and it wasn't too far from the hotel. And it was called Lemon and Duke, and that was really good. It was really fun. So we went there, and then we just went back to the hotel for the evening. Then the next day we had breakfast, and then we went on a Dublin city tour. And a local guide came on our tour bus and was talking about tour. You know, we went to 2 places, and on the way she talked about the different buildings and about Dublin and stuff. And the first stop that we did was the Epic Irish Museum. And when we were there, it was really cool because I walked into this one room, and it was like kind of like a screen, and it had a picture of Irish Fest in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're showing Irish Fest in Ireland, because they talked about different festivals around the world or whatever, and Irish Fest is one of them. And we used to go there when I lived in Wisconsin, so I had to take a picture of that for my friends and family back in Wisconsin, because like I said, we used to go there. I was like, oh my gosh, and I told Bailey, our tour director, about that. I thought that was just so cool. And then we went to St. Patrick's Cathedral, and I got a postcard there too, and she toured us around the cathedral and talked about, it was really cool about it. And so we went there, and then we had the afternoon free, so we could do whatever we wanted. And so my husband and I decided to go on the Guinness tour. And at the end of the tour, you get a pint of Guinness, and it's at the top, at the very top, and it has because it's like different levels, it's like huge, the place is huge. And at the top, it has a 360 view of Dublin, and it was really cool to see that. And then I bought in their gift shop a book about Guinness. It talks about the family. It talks about how they, you know, like make the beer. It talks about the different harps like that they've had like for their logo through the years. It talks about oh, and this was one of the exhibits too. They like old ads and stuff, and yeah, and it was just really cool. And then it has like recipes in here too that you can do. And then I bought a Guinness bread kit. I love beer bread, and so I had to get this. It kind of got crushed on the way home. But yeah, so I got that. I love beer bread, so I had to get this. My husband bought a lot of stuff. I'm not showing you everything my husband got. I'm just showing you what I got, or we got. But he did get some Guinness beer glasses there. And then, let's see. And then after we went to Guinness, we went shopping. And I love to get ornaments, and I got this one. I thought it was nice with the Ireland, with the shamrock, and it says Ireland, and it says Ireland on the string. But then after I found this one, and I love it. So I had to get both. The beautiful shamrock. It says Celtic needlework hanging ornaments are richly embellished velvet with brightly shining beads, glittering sequins, and gold Celtic knotwork, symbolic of eternal life. Inspired by ancient Celtic illuminated manuscripts and artifacts, each ornament hangs by a plated gold cord. There's the gold cord. So I got like 6 or 7 more of these because I got it for friends and family. So I just thought it was beautiful. I got this necklace. It has the Celtic knot. Isn't it pretty? And then I think that's all I got that day. And then the last day, we had breakfast, and then we departed for our last excursion, and that was to Glendalough, and it's the best preserved Masonic site in Ireland. And they had like, it had the, you know, the headstones or tombstones, whatever you want to call it, big crosses. It was just, it's like a sight to see. You have to see it if you go there. That's the day it was raining too, so we had to have the umbrellas. But yeah, so we went there. When we got back on the bus, we had a surprise. And we had a little leprechaun and a lapel pin with, it says Dublin on it with a the harp. It was funny because our tour director, Bailey, when we were driving through one of the cities, it was Limerick, and so he had us write a limerick. We had 2 days to do it, and he had told us that him and Bobby were gonna pick the winner of the limerick. And so people were writing limericks, and he was reading it on our way to Dublin, and he was reading all of them. And but then when we got back on the bus, these were on there, and he said that we were all winners. So we all got a little gift, so that was sweet. So I think I'll put him out like around St. Patrick's Day, and I might wear this on St. Patrick's Day or something. So I thought it was cool. Yeah, and so then we went shopping again, and then, oh no, then after after we went to Glendalough, we went back to Dublin, and then we went to, my husband and I decided to go to the Little Museum of Dublin. It's like an old historic home, and it's 3 stories, and it has like Dublin like through the years and stuff, and they have different little exhibits, and they had one with U2 and the music group U2. So I thought that was kind of interesting exhibit. And but yeah, so we went to this, it's called the Little Museum of Dublin, and the inside of that was beautiful, that home, and then where the museum is. And then we went shopping again, and I got what I was looking for the day before. My husband got one. He just got in a crew neck. I got my wool sweater, and he got it in the same color, but mine zips up all the way. It has the Celtic knot zipper pull. It has a hood, and it has pockets on each side. So I had to get it, and it is authentic. It is from Ireland. It even has a little seal that says official garment, and it's not itchy because it depends on the type of wool and the quality of it. And it says Merino, I think that's how you say it, wool is highly prized for its fine silky fibers, providing softness and warmth. Wool is a natural renewable fiber which is sustainable, recyclable, and biodegradable. We thank you for purchasing this garment, and we hope you enjoy it. And yeah, so I had to get this. So I finally found my sweater. And then after we went shopping, we had our farewell reception, and we had it in the Constitution Suite. And it is where, I think it was in 1922, the Constitution of the Irish Free State was drafted. And not a lot of people go in there, you know, special occasions. but the room is just like it was. They kept it the same as it was in I think it was 1922. Like I said, we had a surprise guest there too. We had a woman come and she sang to us. And so that was really nice. And that's where we had our cocktails. And then we went to a different room and we had our dinner, and then we said goodbye to everybody. And we got everybody's email, which is cool. Bailey gave everyone's email out if you wanted to give your email out, which everyone did. And then we went to bed and we woke up and we went to the airport, and that was that. That was our trip. We had a lot of fun. If you stayed through this whole video, thank you so very much. And I hope you enjoyed my little chat about Ireland and my little haul. And until next time, bye.